Hello, everyone. This is another episode of Mama Moments with me, the Mama Mogul, Samil, and I have a very special guest today. Another boss mom. You all have heard from quite a few, but this one is very special to me. She's doing it. And her name is Miss THAheadline. And she's an exceptional individual who has made her mark as the founder and journalist behind THAheadline, balancing her roles as a dedicated single mother to a 3-year-old handsome son and a professional in the production and entertainment industry. THAheadline is truly a force to be reckoned with. With her unwavering determination and passion, she has successfully guided THAheadline for the past 7 years, establishing it as a trusted source of news and captivating stories. Ty's ability to juggle multiple responsibilities while successfully leading THAheadline is a testament to her exceptional skills and unwavering commitment. So, virtually give it up for my girl, THAheadline. all all the sound effects that we can add in. I'm so excited to hear from you today.
So happy to be here. Thank you for thinking of me. I really appreciate it.
Of course. I see you doing your thing, and I think the world needs to hear a bit of your story and just see what you're doing, where you are, and believe it or not, you have fans out there.
Oh.
You do. We all have them. We just, sometimes we may not see them, but we definitely have them. Especially moms. I spoke to someone probably like a couple of years ago, and she was just like, how do you navigate being a professional or being in the entertainment industry and being a mom? And that's when I had 1.5. Now I have 3. But I was like, well, you just kind of figure it out. It aligns, it starts to make sense, and you put a plan in place and you just do it. But I want to ask you, what does motherhood look like for you, or what does it mean to you, or how has it changed you as a person? You can put all those together.
Motherhood, example of my child bank as we speak. But motherhood is something I've always wanted and desired to be since I was a little girl. I always wanted a little boy, and I looked up on the first try. He's literally everything and then some, although, he's like a little leech. Like having someone come right now, like I'm gonna be right back. But I love him to death. Balancing just being a single mother, unplanned, of course. Being a single mother was not in the cards. I don't think anyone just strives to be a single parent, but it just happened that way. But balancing being a parent, balancing my 9 to 5, balancing my entrepreneurship with THAheadline. It's a challenge, but a beautiful challenge, I like to say. Something that, I don't take lightly and I appreciate. I take passion in what I do, whether it's interviewing somebody or working in the entertainment industry, working for the Jennifer Hudson show, or working for different production events, putting events together for Meta or Nike or whoever. I just make sure I work very hard in what I do. And I think what makes it special is that because it is a passion job that I'm doing right now, it makes it less stressful in a sense, because it's just like, this is what you wanted. This isn't just a job. This is what you wanted to do. So that extra layers and all that dedication and hard work is just special. So yeah.
And I want to tell the viewers out there, like, sometimes babies might pop in. One baby might be drinking right here. One baby might pop in on her screen and be like, Mommy, I want my moms to feel comfortable, because this is the real deal. We're telling you how it is. And our kids are a part of these stories and these moments. And I think that's what makes it special too. Being in this arena, they get to see you in action and people that they see on TV. They see you interacting with them, and just get to really just see you in motion. How did your son react, or how does he feel about you? Being in that area.
I don't even think he has grasped the idea of it. He has been with me to several events, whether it's going to Disneyland or like there's a Batman event that we were supposed to go to today, but I wasn't feeling my greatest today. But he has had the opportunity to attend different movie screenings like Loud Loud Crocodile. So it allows him to see these celebrities and interact with their kids and attend these events. But to him, it's just another day of just having fun, not knowing that he's at work with mommy or doing something with the headline. He's just having a good time. So I think it won't hit him until he's at least maybe 5, 6. And I'm only saying that because I feel like kids today are so bright and they're so aware. And who's to say that he's not now? Like, oh, this is a different setup. My mom got her camera, her microphone. Who knows? But yes, he's on his best behavior, so he might know something.
Yeah, they keep certain stuff in the back of their mind, and then they pop back up with it 2 years later. You're like, wait, what? How you remember that? Like, sometimes I think my son takes notes about stuff, and then he'll go get this random piece of paper, and of course he can barely read it. I'm just like, what does that say? He's like, oh, you remember that time you said we were going to Chuck E. Cheese? I'm like, okay, anyway. No, I don't remember, but okay.
Like, on this day at this time, you said.
You'd be surprised. Well, you touched on it a little bit, but just go a little bit deeper about like some of the challenges that you faced as a mother, and how did you overcome them?
I say the biggest challenge, and I feel like I'm over that hump, was postpartum depression. I feel like that's something that a lot of women or moms don't talk about too often. Like I mentioned before, and this is somewhat touchy, but I feel like I've grown from it. It's just the fact that I did not strive to be a single parent. So in the midst of the pandemic and that whole time of having to pick and choose who you want in the hospital room with you to give birth and all that stuff, it was just a heavy time. It was just super heavy, and trying to build that connection with this newborn child, and knowing that this baby is 50% of someone that you had a deep connection with, and chaos and drama took place and turmoil and things like that. So the challenge, I feel, was just trying to grow and understand who I am as a woman, and now understanding that who I was before my child is no more. I can never be her again. I can never go back to that time. So I'm always feeling myself pulling in different directions of trying to become better than who I once was, and also no longer mourning what was, mourning what could have been. So I feel like that's the biggest challenge for me, is just trying to push forward and realize it's going to get better. Not complaining about what was, or hey, we could have been doing this, or I was supposed to be this. And that, I felt like, was my biggest challenge as being a mom, especially a single parent. So yeah.
Oh, definitely. And I know even 2020, it just didn't look, we really didn't know what the end looked like. What is it, fear of the unknown? And I can only imagine, just going through that, as well as, trying to build a bond with your baby, and, you and the father and things like that. But I'm so happy to see, where you are now and how things are flourishing for you. The headline is 7 years in the game, and that is such a big accomplishment. I know you know, but you gotta know. A lot of people are, like I said, trying.
I'm saying, like, I don't even realize it until like someone tells me. It's just like, dang, like I am doing something.
Yeah, you're doing some big things, great things. So I'm glad to see that you jump back in, because I know for a minute there we were looking. I told you had fans out there. We were like, well, what's new? What's happening? Where's the interviews? We want to see our melanin locks on the red carpets talking to our faves and figuring out what's really going on. So I know I was one of those people ready to see you back in action, and knowing how that transitional phase looks from being by yourself and having total freedom, and then now you have to incorporate everything with this person, this other human that is depending on you for everything. You are their source. So I know that is a big adjustment, but you've done that very gracefully. I was going to say, what are some self-care practices that have helped you maintain balance as a mom?
I'm still working on it. I mean, self-care to me is listening to music, just having a moment to myself, whether I'm just in the car, because having time to myself is like few and far in between. If I could say anything in particular that I've been just daydreaming about, what I would consider self-care is just getting a facial and going to the movies. That's all I want to do. That's all I want for Christmas. I just want to see Beyonce Renaissance in theaters.
I can go see it 3 or 4 more times.
Listen, that's all I want. I just want a facial. I just want to have a moment of just solitude, just get pampered. Because to me, I feel like going to the nail shop isn't pampering. Like there's someone tugging you here, and it's just people talking. I just need silence. That's all I want.
Yeah.
So I'm still working on the self-care aspect of it all.
No, I understand. And then, some moms, I know for me, I have mom guilt about self-care, or I feel like I'm always rushing myself when I'm trying to do something like that. And I'm like, this is not supposed to feel rushed. This is supposed to feel calm, relaxed. Yeah. And like you said, I'm still trying to figure out what is my form of self-care, because right now I don't have it. So I was ready for you to advise me, but
tell me. I'm like,
I don't have it. Give me probably like another year, and I think I'll figure it out. I'm trying to be more selfish, or just saying no and saying this is what I gotta do. Y'all catch me later.
Yeah.
Go with your daddy or go with granny, whoever.
A lot more too. I feel like after having my son, I have been a lot better at using the word no. Beforehand, I was always just like, yeah, sure, being pulled different directions because, whatever. But now I'm like, okay, I have to be someone else's voice. And that really gave me the strength and things like that. When I'm at the doctor's office with him, I'm his advocate, I'm his voice. So now at this point, it's easier for me to be like, no, thank you. I don't want to do that. Or I'm a little tired. Catch me next time. Like, I feel being a mom, being an entrepreneur, working a 9-to-5 job, I'm definitely still being pulled in different directions. But I guess what I would consider self-care is the fact that I am capable of saying no. And if I'm tired, you can just have to catch me next time. And it's a downfall because that does mess with like my dating life or, hanging out with my sorors or my friends or whoever the case is. But that's sweet. Beneficial, especially now he's in his own bed. Oh,
oh, that'd be the life. That's it right there. No feet, little feet in your back and arms in your face.
Lord Jesus, because when I tell you, my son used to be like on me and he was breastfed and everything else. Child, I'm tired.
Just thinking about it. Yeah. I'm waiting to get back there. I started over. So we'll see how long it takes me to catch up with you so I can enjoy my bed and be able to stretch out. I'm ready.
Later, huh?
Girl. Look, so I think I just want this to be a space, where moms or just people, women, anybody who just feel like they are looking for that motivation or that encouragement to be able to, hear from a real person that they can do it, not even just facing motherhood, but just, and of course, we're happy to be moms, and being a mom is very important and special to us, but having that balance with your career and being able to move forward and being an entrepreneur and thrive and, still be able to just do the things that you were doing before, what are some resources or advice or encouragement that you can offer somebody?
Easily put, God. I put a lot of things on the back burner, things that I would consider that don't matter or doesn't have importance. And I feel like having a different lifestyle and making sure that I'm headed in the right direction, what I consider is the narrow path, being celibate, not doing drugs and drinking heavily or anything like that. Like, having a clear mindset, knowing what your goal is, praying daily, praying nightly, every day and night. Wake up thanking God for a new day. I feel like if it wasn't for God, I would not be where I am today. Like, he literally gave me the idea of the headline. I told this story to some people before where I was stressed out at a job that I was not happy with. I was working for a publication that I was not happy with in addition to that job. And I was just like, I want to do something that would make me happy, cover stories that matter, cover stories that are not negative. And while I'm driving, bumper to bumper traffic in LA, God was like, the headline. And I was just like, what you talking about? And he was just like, that's what you need to do. Literally, while I'm driving, and I do not advise anybody to do this, I was on the phone looking up, you have to pay for your www dot whatever the case is. And the headline was available, was literally in the car driving and bought it on the spot as soon as that name came to me. Like, I was like, okay, God, I hear you. And I just want to make sure that I stay focused and stay clear. And I advise whoever to stay focused and stay clear. That way, God's voice is still right there in the forefront of whatever you're doing. When you are focused and you keep him centered, it's just seamless. It just happens naturally, you don't have to stress about when the next event is going to happen, or dang, I haven't heard from so-and-so in a minute. It's just the moment you kind of feel doubtful, that's when he's like, no, I got it. Don't worry. Even in the midst of the pandemic, I was like, child, like, when is this going to come back? Like, I know I'm a new mom, but I feel like even that time frame, he was like, I'm putting the world on pause for a minute. At least in my personal life, I'm a new mom. It gave me a chance to like really sit with myself and understand who I am, to develop this relationship with this baby that I prayed and asked God for to begin with. So yeah, if any advice I can give anybody is just keep God first. Like, literally, I love him. And I would tell everybody like that whenever I get famous, I know Steve Harvey does this now. Like, he has a whole radio show, and the first 9 minutes of his radio show is just devotion and just giving God gratitude, thanking God for a new day and for placing him in the position that he's in. And that's what I want to do. That's what I start to do. So whenever I have the opportunity to tell people how I got to where I am and how I'm growing to where I want to be, it's because of him. So yeah, God first.
Look, that's it. And make sure in that prayer you incorporate to help God, please help me to hear your voice and know that it's you, and have the confidence to trust when you hear the voice. Because I know that was one thing that a preacher said to me a few years ago, ask God to help you to hear his voice. And the thing about it is, he had been talking to me all along, but like you said, the chaos and everything around was so distracting that I blocked it out. But when you sit in the silence and sit in the midst of the chaos and focus, you'll hear it. So I love that takeaway, and I love that you are openly and proudly saying that God is the reason. So I'm just excited and happy and just love every bit of information. Is there anything else that you feel like the moms need to hear, or any resource that you want to share that you've used along this motherhood journey?
any type of advice or resource, I would just say, like, be grateful. Um, Definitely involve your children in what you're doing. That way they can see what hard work looks like, and they can understand, like, mommy or daddy or whoever, they work for this. Show them what work looks like, and show them that when you put in the work, what comes of it. So I will always say, include your child in everything that you do. Don't push them off to the side. Don't allow your work to consume you where you lose that relationship with your child. Involvement is definitely key. And I'm just grateful that, with the headline, that there are events that he can attend, and they're like, oh, bring your little one with you. And I feel like whatever you are doing as a parent, you want to do, make sure that you include your baby with you.
I
So
love
yeah, that's
it. I love it.
it.
That was great. And can you just tell everybody where they can follow you, website, social media? Just plug yourself in there.
You can find me on Instagram at simply Thai, SIMPLEETHAI. And you can find the headline on Instagram and Facebook at THAheadline. And our website is www.THAheadline.com.
Love it, love it. You all make sure you support the headline. Get your latest info on all the entertainment and industry and what's going on, all the, just all the good stuff. Go and support Ty, the
Hey,
headline. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I hope you all took something from this interview or this episode that can help you along the way on this motherhood journey. And if there's anything that you would like to hear about or have questions about, we'll be having so many more guests and doulas, doctors, speech pathologists. There's just so much that I have in store for you all. So stay tuned, support, like, share, anything. we accept it all. But thank you all.